Azimio coalition on Wednesday, June 21, staged a walkout of the Senate after Trade CS Moses Kuria was allowed to appear before the House. During the Senate proceedings, the Azimio senators were disgruntled after the Speaker of the Senate, Amason Kinney, allowed Kuria to only answer the preset queries regarding his docket. According to the senators, the House lacked quorum contrary to Standing Order No. 41. Hence the House would be unable to transact business. The Speaker also declined to allow Trade CS Kuria to be grilled on attacks on the media and the edible oils scandal. This was after Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna filed a censure motion against the CS following his remarks against the media. Speaker Kinney, however, noted that the Senate proceedings would proceed as scheduled with the set questions. Minutes after issuing the directive, the Azimio team led by Sifuna walked out while lashing out at the Speaker. Some of the queries posed to the CS involved the type and quantity of goods imported by corporations pre-qualified by Kenya National Trading Corporation. Alluding to this, CS Kuria noted that 22 suppliers were given the green light to import 4 types of products: fertilizers, rice, beans and cooking oil. He added that a strenuous procedure was conducted by KNDC to identify and pre-qualify companies that import the goods.
Mr. Speaker, by way of information, the person listed to appear before the Senate this morning, the Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Trade, Honorable Moses Kuria, Mr. Speaker, is the subject of a censure motion that I filed in this Senate on the 19th of June 2023. The guidance that I rise to seek, therefore, Mr. Speaker, is number 1, whether a person who is going to be or is already a subject of a motion of censure that has already been filed before this hallowed House can again appear before that same House prior to the motion on censure being dispensed. Because in my view, Mr. Speaker, that motion would be prejudiced by the appearance of that person before we have dispensed that matter before this House. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I personally take great exception to the presence of somebody the subject of such a motion in this hallowed House, and my fear is that the CS is going to use this privilege of appearance before the Senate to cleanse himself of the accusations that are contained in that motion. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we in the minority side are objecting to his presence in this House, and we would seek your direction on whether or not his presence here today prior to the dispense of this motion would be prejudicial to the same motion.
Honorable Moses Kuria is a personal friend of mine. But when it comes to matters of public service, the Speaker, friendships take a back seat. The things that the Honorable Moses Kuria has said about the media in relation to aspects that touch on the questions that were asked by Senator for Marsabit. The Speaker, it is known in this House and in this country that Senator Enoch Wambua is a journalist of long and good standing. To allow a leader, a cabinet secretary, to use the floor of this House to sanitize himself over accusations of abuse and insults directed at media houses, Mr. Speaker, is a painful thing for me. So friendship aside, Mr. Speaker, and Moses Kuria and I can have a cup of tea after this, no problem. But Mr. Speaker, on a matter of principle, we should not allow Moses Kuria to use the floor of this august House to sanitize himself. He should be stood down until we dispense with the motion of censure against him.
Senator Sifuna, indeed you're out of order because your argument breaches Standing Order 99 in that you're anticipating debate of a proposed motion. I will therefore allow the Cabinet Secretary to proceed to respond to the question as asked by Senator for Marsabit, Senator Mohamed Chute. Senator Mohammed Chute, proceed to ask. Senator Kajwang. Senator Kajwang. You're out of order.